And now we bring you update from the Federal Capital Territory Administration. In a bold move to address escalating disasters and suicide missions being contemplated by citizens, the FCT Emergency Management Department raised the alarm over the menace of building collapses, fire and floods in the FCT. The Acting Director General of the department, Lady Florence Wenegeme, emphasized during a press conference the need for stricter enforcement of building regulations and harsher penalties for violators. She also called for updated fire safety codes, mandatory inspections, and intensified civic responsibility campaigns to discourage suicide attempts. Wenegeme thanked the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and other stakeholders for their support in enhancing emergency response.
On Wednesday, July 24, 2024, the Federal Capital Territory Emergency Management Department, FEMD, sounded the alarm over escalating building collapses, fires, and flood emergency menace. Acting Director General Mrs. Florence Wenegeme highlighted this during a press conference that FEMD had responded to 7 emergencies between June 24 and July 13. These emergencies included 4 building collapses, a flash flood, a fire outbreak, and an attempted suicide within the FCT. Speaking further, Wenegeme urged stricter enforcement of building regulations and harsher penalties for violators to forestall common occurrences. She advocated updating the fire safety code to require non-combustible materials and mandatory inspections before building are certified for occupancy. Additionally, she emphasized the need for developers to provide insurance for workers and submit professional certifications from site engineers. She also called on the National Orientation Agency to intensify campaigns promoting civic responsibility to discourage suicide attempts. FEMD has initiated multi-disaster risk sensitization campaigns, including flood warnings, signboards, and strategic stakeholders meetings to prevent and respond to emergencies. Wenegeme expressed gratitude to FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, Abuja Metropolitan Management Council Coordinator Felix Obua, and other stakeholders for their unwavering support in bolstering emergency response efforts in the FCT.
Most of you were with us when we went to Dowogada for the flag off of the joint assessment. The chairman of AMAC was with us and we all did the joint assessment with him, and they are on the know of such locations. If we are able to champion this sensitization up to the grassroots, the number of suicides, people committing suicide or people attempting suicide will be drastically reduced. It is our desire to see that the FCT joins the ranks of safe cities in the world. And with the support of the Honorable Minister of FCT, Honorable Minister of State, Executive Secretary of FCDA, the Head of Service, and our able coordinator of the Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, and the efforts of other stakeholders, including you, the press. I am glad that you are all here. And I believe with faith that this message will be carried down to the grassroots, to the residents of FCT, not just residents of FCT alone, but to the whole country and the world at large. Because you have done it, and I know that you are going to do it, and you will intensify your efforts because we are in it together in order to save lives and properties. And at the same time, you'll recall that we inaugurated disaster marshals both in secondary schools and higher institutions last year. And at the same time, we had members of the press being inaugurated. We will continue with that. You are our critical stakeholders, and as such, I want you to permit me to voice it out today that all members of the press in the FCT, by the grace of God, will be inaugurated. In addition to the ones that are already inaugurated, you'll be our disaster marshals to help us champion the cause, carry out aggressive sensitization in order to save lives and properties. On behalf of the entire management and staff of FCT Emergency Management Department, the entire management and staff of FCT administration, I want you, the press, to know that we really appreciate all your efforts, and we continue to work in good synergy with you. We continue to collaborate with you. And at the same time, we want the residents of FCT and citizens of Nigeria at large to know that disaster management is everybody's business, including children that are of school age. And I say at this point, if you see something, say something, and also make efforts to save lives.